we're seeing a lot of talk on social media, and this might just be people being bored and trying to create content, which I get. Tell me you're not a Herbert over Tua guy.
So I don't believe in Herbert. I've not anyone that's listened to me on like the Cover 3 podcast, anyone that's sort of read between the lines and sort of following my writing in college football. It's not that look, he's good. Do not misinterpret that I think the kid's not like he's a good player, but as the second quarterback taken, I just haven't seen it. And so the question then is, and look, we're not sitting here looking at the medicals. We haven't seen the physical reports. I would want to bet on Tua's health more than Herbert's game. And I might miss on Tua's health. Like he might show up and it doesn't work. His injuries catch up with him and it just doesn't click. But I would be willing to sleep at night with that outcome more so than if I picked Herbert without really believing in him as that guy and he just isn't that guy. And I think Herbert's probably good enough to be like, he'll be a starter. And you know what? I kind of see him as a similar future as the other Oregon quarterback, Marcus Mariota, because I'm here in Nashville, and Marcus Mariota has been the starter for Tennessee. He's had some good moments. He's had some good games, but he's basically been just good enough to hold on to the job, but not good enough to really elevate the team. And I worry that that's Justin Herbert, and I don't know if that's really what you want in your first-round quarterback. I'd rather bet on the talent, and if the injuries get in the way, then you move on from there.
I'm right there with you. Me picking Tua over Herbert is not me being in love with Tua as much as it is my doubts about Herbert, simply because I think that a guy with that amount of physical tools and that much time in college, by the way, like he came back to school. Like if I'm going to take him over Tua, I want him to have dominated this last year. I want more throws with anticipation. I want more comfort and adeptness as far as navigating the pocket, which, by the way, was extremely clean for the most part, because that Oregon offensive line was really good. And for the most part, again, you don't face that many elite defensive lines in the Pac-12. There are certainly some. If I'm going to cut him some slack, Oregon's receivers last year were crap, right? Like they were injured, they were young, and I'm not sure some of those guys
were worse the year before that.
Right. So he has kind of had to make chicken salad there a little bit at Oregon. So maybe I can cut him some slack. If I miss on Herbert, I think it'll be because I underestimated the negative impact that receiver group had on him.
I think that's an important point to bring up. And I will grant that there's like a possibility that could lead us astray on Justin Herbert. But I've seen too many games, like you said, Bud, where he doesn't feel like the best player on the field. He'll have moments where he looks like the best player on the field, but I've seen too many games where he's not. And I just feel like you got to be the best player on the field to be potentially the first or second quarterback in the top 10 pick. So that's my hesitation.
Totally agree.